Hello. Hi, Hor, Nada, Man. You hear us?
Hi.
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
That's good. That's good. Are you early? That shows that you're excited about the competition, huh? I hope.
Very much.
That's great. Well, you are welcome to turn on your cameras if you feel you want. So it's
Just to say hi. So which universities do we have present here? If you don't want to turn off your camera or don't want to talk, you can also introduce yourself in the chat. That way we get a bit an idea on who's there and also which university you're from.
I'm from HCT.
HCT,
right.
right?
So from registration, we have different. We have Al Ain, UAE, Khalifa University, American University of Sharjah, Abu Dhabi University, American University of Sharjah, and Ras Al Khaimah. Yeah. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good, good. Check if it's okay.
We will wait a little bit so that the students can join. And yeah, thank you very much for doing this for us and for the students. We're looking forward to see your presentation. Jean-Luc,
Yeah. Am I
just
muted
Teresa
or?
here if you want to say hi.
So
Hi,
I see him,
Teresa.
don't worry, I see you. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll wait a minute or two more because
Mhm.
I think a lot of people are joining right now. Yeah, before we start, I'll just say a word or two just to give a bit the kind of the background of the competition and also a bit the way we want to structure it to basically help you as students and also make sure the kind of the ideas, the startups, the ventures you're working on are also aligned with what we're looking for.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, I think it's 4 o'clock, right? So let's get started.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah. Um, yeah. So thank you for joining this call. This call is really as part of what we call an inspiration session as part of our student entrepreneurship competition. The student entrepreneurship competition is a UAE-wide competition that we have been running for a number of years now, where we are looking for the best ideas from teams that have at least one Emirati national in their team, so one Emirati founder as part of the startup. What we have seen over the years is that students participating, sometimes they worked on or continued to work on their capstone project, which basically has been going in maybe a certain direction or had a certain focus. A lot of the ideas, hence, in the capstone projects have been very similar. So we wanted to change that a little bit, so to stimulate you students to come up with new and fresh ideas. In order to do that, we decided that or thought we need to give a bit more guidance in the competition as well. And with guidance, I mean, we don't want you to waste too much time figuring out what type of challenges are out there in the world. We want to give you a few hints on things that are relevant right now for the UAE as an ecosystem. And that's why we decided to, first of all, structure the competition across different verticals. So one of the verticals is going to be, sustainability. Another vertical that we focus on is cybersecurity. We have healthcare, and also then I would say everything around culture, heritage, tradition. So a bit more around the country, what traditional opportunities, let's say, in the UAE for arts, craft, tourism, and so on. Now, in order to help you a little bit, we thought it will probably make sense to have, I would say, industry experts to share insights with you on basically what they see as challenges. And then basically, give you also a bit insights on data they might have or insights they might have that can help you to understand the problem a little bit better. And that will be then the starting point for you to come up with ideas. We will also have separate sessions for the ones that don't have an idea at all or don't know where to start. The inspiration session is usually a starting point for you to do a bit more research and get your understanding on the problem fairly good, so that you can start thinking about solutions and ideas of businesses. But when it comes to the actual ideation, we will also have an inspiration session where we will help you a little bit on or guide you a little bit on how to come up with good ideas. This is a bit about innovation techniques. So we'll teach you a few techniques on how to come up with good ideas, but also how to group them, how to develop concepts, and so on. We have quite a long period, I would say, from the launch of the competition to the actual finals, which will also the pitching, which will be on April 12th. That's why we do these inspiration sessions very early. We leave you a little bit of time to work on that, and then we basically will also have a session where we will guide you a little bit on how to structure your pitch deck, so that you get the feeling on how it is that you need to prepare your presentation when you pitch to somebody that is going to invest in you. So that's kind of the structure of the program. We are, as Amin mentioned in the registration formula, we are encouraging you to register as early as possible, so that you also, you get direct email, direct communication, from the team on the progress of actual competition, but also so that you get access to the links, because these sessions will be recorded, so you can always go back and check what was said, and maybe take some additional notes. When it comes to your application, the pitch deck you'll have all the time. I mean, until like I would say a week before. I don't remember the exact date now, but like 10 days before or 2 weeks before the 12th, toward the end of March, to basically submit your pitch deck. One other evaluation criteria also I just briefly want to mention, and when you evaluate startups, it's a lot about you as well, as an individual, convincing others about your idea. So we are also encouraging you to do a short video where you 1 minute, where you and your team members, or one of you explains a little bit what problem you're trying to solve, what the idea is about, and why you believe it's a great idea. And last year we got a lot of video submissions as well. So the short videos, actually, it gives a very good impact, and a lot of people that submitted videos, actually it gives a plus at the end. So I recommend you do that. So that was just to give you a little bit of background on why we're doing this, how it's structured. Today we will have 2 guest speakers. We'll have Teresa Doan, who's working at the SEE Institute, so at the Bidayat Incubator in Sustainable City. So she's an expert in sustainability and will be our first speaker. And then after that, we will have Hala Khalil, who will talk about national identity and these areas we talked about earlier, like tourism, culture, heritage, and what type of opportunities there is in that space. I mean, did I forget anything, or can we I think we can hand over to Teresa right away, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now you summarized everything, and yeah, definitely you have our contacts. If you have any follow-up questions later on, just let us know. We are always available for that. So with that, Teresa, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you, John and Amin, for inviting us for the inspiration section. So I hope we can give a bit of inspiration with sharing what are we doing. And of course, we do have a lot of challenge that we're looking to achieve in the futures, and hope that you can come up with some solution that you come up with as it's linked with us, so that we can use it and work it on together in the futures as well. So before I start, I would like to show you a quick video about the sustainable city, so that you can have an ideas of what are we doing at the sustainable city. So just to check, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Looks good,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yes.
But there's no sound.
Excuse me, I cannot hear any sound.
There's no
Can't
sound.
hear. Okay, how to do it? Let me try to see.
I think when you share, there's a little tick at the top where you need to select share computer sound.
When I share from the screen, right?
When you let me see, no, I'm not sure if I'm mixing up with Zoom or when on the
Share
top
sound
it says
here. I
include
think
sound.
so. Yeah.
Include sound. Okay, you
Let
need
me
to
try.
select
aspects
that.
of design. It was very
Let's go.
important.
Okay, it's not for me. Thank you.
The sustainable city is it's ultimately a community that is designed and built with both the people and the environment in mind. Very early on in the process, we established and realized that it's not enough to just focus on the environmental aspect of design. It was very important to design and build cities that were commercially viable for us and for the end users, and also socially engaging, and cities that promoted the people's well-being and the residents' well-being.
I've been living in a sustainable city for 6-7 years, coming on 7 years now. So I was one of the first residents. There's something magical, I would say, about this place. The vibes that it gives you, it's a very happy place.
Friendly family community, safety, and everyone is friendly. The neighbors, the nature. I mean, it's just everything.
We have a relative, which is the creator of Sustainable City, Mr. Faris Saeed. He's my brother as well. So wherever he's living, for sure we have to live in same atmosphere.
We saw multiple benefits, including our children growing up here with no traffic, so safe, so many playground areas. Average in Dubai, knowing your first neighbor by first name is 0 to 1. In sustainable cities, 15 plus. People here are, this is like literally city itself, where people help each other. There are events that are organized where people get to gather, get to meet.
In terms of components, the city provides the residents with all the sorts of amenities that they would need. We are trying to promote a live, work, thrive lifestyle. We want to encourage residents to put their children in the school that we have in the city and to minimize their need to leave the city. By doing so, we minimize their dependencies on fuel-run cars, and we promote a more socially engaging community because your neighbors become your friends, your colleagues, same with your children and their friends that they have at school.
Everything we can say in the hand distance. We have the swimming pools, we have the gyms, we have the domes where we can grow our own vegetables, which usually we do in front of our villa, where is the palm tree. We grow last winter tomatoes. This year we will do some, maybe the little bit more projects. I'm thinking to take the, besides the dome, we are having the, we can take the some portion of the land, we can do more vegetables, which it will be good for my son to more learn how does it grow, how the harvest, how to look after it.
During the pandemic, I didn't have a lot to do. So sitting with one of my friends from the community as well, we both had a passion, we still do, for cycling, and we saw an opportunity. So that was the birth of Psychology. It has a sustainable aspect to it, so all the bikes that we sell are refurbished bikes. So we get used bikes, we change them, we refurbish them, and we sell them as refurbished bikes by Psychology. And biking is big here. It's nice, it's satisfying on so many levels, and it's fun, most importantly.
My hive program related to the honey bees and adopting the hives. We have sustainable program actually related to the sustainable city as well. So we did it like something to continue the other story, which is initiated by a sustainable city as well. This supported by the developer actually. We are not profitable businesses open it, but we are making the concept only, the idea, what they initiated for that. Since we are living in sustainable city, this idea actually, it's like you are adopting a hive. You need a huge amount of hives to be adopted, so it will be a profitable one.
Our clients bring their bottles, they can refill there on the spot, or they can get bottles from us. We really made sure that we look after the environment as much as possible, even when it gets to gym. Even what is used for cleaning and disinfection, it is all natural products. We don't even have those tissues and stuff. It is all biodegradable kind of cloth that is reused. So our cleaners are using only environment healthy, friendly products.
There was a lot of sustainability strategies that were implemented on both the design and the operation of the development. The way in which the houses were designed was in a very energy efficient manner, results in lower utility bills for the residents. Other components that we have are food production. So we have biodomes in the city where residents enjoy leafy greens and herbs that are grown within the city. We have an animal sanctuary. The city is essentially car-free. So cars are restricted to parking lots and the ring road, and everything else is fully pedestrianized. So the entire development is connected through an extensive network of pathways, cycling tracks, jogging tracks, and buggy pathways.
Okay, so I will stop this from here, and I would like to share with you a little bit about our presentations. So, yeah, I think that is it. So this is about the sustainable city. So if we also learn about sustainability, there's a 3 pillar in the sustainabilities. One is called social, then that's why it's sustainable, social, economic, and environmental. So 3 of them have to go hand in hand together. And we have the social sustainability, we have economic sustainabilities, and also environmental sustainabilities. So when we come to all of these pillars, actually as a developer, so we want our project to be profitable. So we start with a very economic sustainabilities. In order to bring it economic sustainabilities, it's not just for us, for our investor, but for the resident who living in a sustainable city as well. For example, we promise to all the owners or tenants in the resident in sustainable city that there will be no maintenance fee and no maintenance fee, no service fee. So those kind of fee that you have been doing, cleaning the track, the road, the landscape, collecting the bins, so those kind of fee that you need to do. But we promise, so this is what we bring to the resident. So when we promise them with the no service fee, because a lot of community or developer, they use that fee to survive, to make new track cleaning, to make it look nice and trees. But for us, we did not, because we start with that promise, with the economic sustainabilities, and we work back to how we design and how we build the sustainable city that under the 3 pillars, and with the promise to the investor with economic return, and also the economic viability for the resident who live in a sustainable city. Beside the fee that we're saying, also, let's say your DIWA bill is for the 3 or 4 bedroom villa, it's about 100 dirham or 150 dirham maximum. How do we deliver those kind of things? So we come back to the environmental sustainability, and it's also social sustainability. That is the challenge that we're always looking for in the future. So looking through the sustainable city, as you can see, or we mentioned before. So when you go inside from the ring road, like you see when number 1 is the ring road that bringing you to the sustainable city. So all the car park have to park in the designated area. So therefore it's our mobility strategy. So we have about 5 clusters with about 500 villas, and we have the residential area. We have the school. We have Fairburn School is an IB's curriculum school, go up to grade 12. We have Sanat Village, is also in our education arm, but also social sustainability to taking care for kids that who have autism. Is the Lord Fitness Center. We have equestrian centers where they can horse riding. We have the sustainable home is where people's living. You see number 10 is where the like Airbnb short-term stay. Number 9 is the Sea Institute. 5 is the Al Plaza. 11 is our commercial area, where you can find grocery shopping, clinics, pharmacy, art and education center. So we built the city within Dubai City. It means that whatever necessary, what you need as a resident, you can find it in the city. You don't have to go out of the city. So that will reduce your carbon footprints when you're moving around as well. So I will use this master plan of the sustainable city to go through with you the challenge that we are facing, and you might pick up some of the challenge when you address the sustainability sector for your innovative idea coming up. As I mentioned, we have social environmental and economic. So under environmental, we identified there are 6 pillars that release carbon emissions. So we try to investigate and minimizing those kind of carbon emissions to build our sustainable city. So under there, we have the first pillar is food. Food, we talk in terms of food security, is that people, we can grow inside our garden or inside the community, that people don't have to go outside. And you don't have to import in food inside from, let's say, from America, from Asia to Dubai, that you have to go out to Carrefour and to Spinny to buy some food. We have a grocery shop inside as well, don't get me wrong. However, we try to bring food into the dome. So we had 11 biodome that grow herbs and leafy veggie at the moment, so that every month the resident can have a coupon they can go and pick up their own leafy veggie. And that is how we try to bring food securities. And also we also have the club, we call like Green Finger Club, where people grow their own herbs. We allocate a different land, so the resident can come up with a group and they can grow different veggies, tomatoes, that for themselves, so that they don't have to go out and buy food. Besides that, right now we are trying to testing, because if you look into the nutrition of the residents, it's not just leafy veggie, it also needs protein. So do we have some kind of like model that we can have food and fish at the same time? So we are trying to test that kind of model as well. At the moment, we call circularity agriculture, so that you can have leafy and protein at the same time. So that is one of the challenge that I think you might look into. That one in terms of food security, how to bring farm, they could have a concept farm to table or farm to fork, that how for your dinner. And maybe in your garden, how you can innovate your garden, can grow enough food for your family that have enough nutrition as well. So that can be a challenge in terms of food. In terms of energy, so we've got energy generation, energy storage, and energy consumption. So you need to split them into those areas. So energy storage, or energy generation we have at the moment is we have solar panel. But is that enough? If we look energy generation, is that solar panel, is that enough? Can we have some others, a mechanism that can generate energies as well? And with the energy generation, we can have energy storage that you can use during the nighttime. So if you look into your daily life activities, what kind of energy that you can generate and what can you use it for, and therefore energy storage and energy consumption. So what kind of technologies, AI or blockchain, how can we energy saving, energy consumption can be reduced? At the moment, inside a sustainable city, we have all the white woods, for example, from the kitchens to the sink, it's all energy saving. However, how much that we can get into, can we push the boundary, the limit can make it better? And for example, we know one of startup that trying to generate energy through the flow of the water. The water, they go under the pipe, and the pipe they're pumping. So the pumping, the pressurize, that the flow of the waters, that is the energy surplus that we can get. So they install a valve inside the pump to get the energy. So that's also energy storage that we can use for the house. Or the wind turbine. I know that we have the big wind turbine to collecting, but how about we have small wind turbine that can generate from low winds, or the wind of the car? In the ring road, we have the car. Can it generating the wind turbine, and the wind turbine can help us to generate energy. And those energy may be not strong enough, but however, it can cover the lighting at nighttime. Because, at nighttime, we don't have there's no sun, and so we can't generating. So we can have to look into other alternative for in terms of energy. So that is those area is energies that what we're looking into. Those are the challenge. And then waste. So we have when we're talking to waste, you can separate waste into different sector: industrial waste, household waste, or the green waste. Let's say if we look into this community, we have waste from the green cutting or the garden. what do we do with that? So at the moment, we do biogas plants. So we convert all the waste, the organic waste into the energy or cooling, chilling for the building. And we also use all the waste here. In every house, we have different kind of bins, so people could segregating waste. And then they will move it to in front of the house. And the Tatweer is also our sister company. They also sorting waste and recycle the waste. And we have one startup who converting organic waste. You know, in every household, you have a bin for food. So those kind of organic or food waste that they convert them into fertilizer. So we call waste into value. So waste become a valuable thing for you as a fertilizer you can use in your garden. Waste to water and waste to energy. So those kind of area that there are some startup is working on at the moment, but there's no closing door in these areas as well. And then we have mobilities. If you look into this house or the video has showed you, mobilities is there's the ring road that you park the car, and then from there you have the buggy, electric buggy that you can go to your home. Beside that, we're also looking into, because recently we have a lot of talabat and delivery. We do not allow them, we don't want them to allow them into every household as well. And at the moment, they also not. So how about micro mobilities? Micro mobilities is from the gate to inside the house. You know that we have Kareem bike. Yeah, we also try to test the electrical bike as well that resident can share and use it inside if they inside the community. But delivery for food and RTA or M-Post, you know, those kind of little bots that we have been testing quite a lot, but there's none of them have come to commercialize for delivery. So food, when they deliver to community, they have a delivery station and they put into the little mobility, the bot, and that bot will deliver to the house. We've done a lot of testing in terms of those bots collecting the data to avoiding the duck, if you see the duck and the kids, to go into the house. They're collecting the data, they measure the road map, but then there's no commercializing yet. So maybe there's a missing commercializing aspect of those bot delivery. We also do the autonomous shuttle bus in the community as well, because since there's no car interfere, so we do a lot of testing for autonomous shuttle bus. And actually, there's a few projects that come to life already. In France, called Easy Mile. I can share with you all the video that we have as well with the Easy Mile for testing in terms of mobilities. In terms of water, so water here is we're talking about the irrigation water and the waterways from household. So if you look into the pictures here, we have the one right in the middle with the biodome, we have a lake. So the housing, they release the water. We're filtering the waters from every household. We're filtering them, we clean them to release to the lake. And from the lake, we also use it to irrigation all of our landscape. And we have 4 buffer zone here from the road to the house. You have 4 buffer zone from income of landscape, so that we're reducing the pollutions and the noise pollution and the air pollution to your house. So that's how we do at the moment. But in terms of this one, so what kind of water we're looking into here is we're generating water from air. We have only one company called Beyond the Water to testing our facility. So you obviously to test their technologies is they're generating water from air, and that water can use for the residents. But if you're looking into the water material, they don't have mineral elements or pH level. So maybe we can improvise it by adding some more as well into converting water from air, but that water is not just, it could be mineralized. Or we also have all the filters water from the house as a drinking water, but what is the element, what is the capacity, what is the nutrition level? There's also no research based on this one. So maybe that will be an area that you guys can working on. And then the last one is we're talking in terms of environmental sustainability is the product. A product here is quite vast. However, we look into built environment product. Let's say we can change all the cement concrete. We have one startup who converting waste into biochar. And biochar is one of the material that you can mix with concrete to reduce the concrete, but that biochar also capture the CO2 of the environment, so that could be good as well. Also, we have another startup that also have a product category, but it's also built environment, is they convert all the date palm waste into the brick that we can use. So product in terms of circularities from waste for our built environment. And those are under environmental. We have 6 pillars that we identify that release carbon emission. So if we can working on those 6 pillars and reduce the carbon emission on those 6 pillars, then we can build our clean air for the sustainable for the resident. So they're food, energy, waste, product, circularity product, mobilities, and water. So those are our 6 pillars. And beside that, we also have the social sustainabilities. You know, we have an app that connecting all the people. We have a clubs. We have Animal Champion Club. We have Green Finger Club. We have Taekwondo Club. We have Entertainment Club that bring the socials together. But is that enough? We have event to bring them together. We build a house with only 100 villas so that we want the resident to know that their neighbor, 50 name that they can name the neighbors surrounding them. So we apply quite a few of how to say the framework or the model that bring the social sustainability together. And we also try to push the barrier to make it better as well. So maybe if you can suggest, we have one startup who are also addressing social sustainability by identifying their to improve the social network by the location base. For example, if you go to certain event and later on you meet a friend, you say, have you been to Abu Dhabi Sustainable Week? I say, yes, I've been there. I say, oh, I did not know that you were there. If you know that, we can work onto each other. So that improving the social connection. So therefore they're tracking the people by an app, by location base. So for example, if I open that app, I know, oh, Amin is there or John Luke is there. At the moment, I will gonna find them because I know they attend the same event and I can track them based on location base. So that's how they bring people together. So those are 6 pillars in terms of environmental plus social sustainability. That's what we're working on. And the reason why Bidaya is coming to the picture is that we build a sustainable city in Dubai, and it's not just in Dubai. We build at the moment is we've done the phase 1 and phase 2 in Sharjah already. People have moving in. We are doing the 3rd phases in Sharjah, and in Abu Dhabi is at the construction phase, and also in GT Oman. GT Oman is how to say 10 times bigger than in Dubai, 3 times bigger is in Sharjah, and also 5 times bigger within Dubai in Ada. So when we build the next cities as a builder, we had how to say we had the privilege to get innovation idea to come and supporting us, and we always welcome the new innovative idea to help us addressing those 6 pillars plus so it means 7 pillars, so that we can implement them and support them with POC and pilot tests and bring them in the futures. And we believe that if we can scale this kind of model and with the speed or with the pace of the innovation is changing us, our technologies, we can mitigate or building the whole sustainable city, and we can scale up into the bigger model as well. So that's it about me, about the sustainable city, about the challenge that we're facing. And if you have any question, if any time for question, I'm happy to take any question if I have.
That's been great. Thank you very much, Teresa. Actually, really exciting to see the future of SAE Institute and Sustainable Cities projects. I just got to know that you are building it in Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah, and other Emirates. This is exciting.
Sharjah,
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi, and
Abu
GT
Dhabi.
Oman. Yes.
Okay. That's really good. So yeah, if you have any question, who has any questions for Teresa, especially for the ones interested in sustainability as part of the projects and ideas? Maybe I have a first question before anyone jumps in. For example, how do you, for example, let's say that the students they got some ideas into life, they have an MVP, how Bidayat or through SE Institute, you can support them in different ways, like in programs, incubation, or maybe in pilot projects or different areas.
Yeah. So if we identify the solutions that go aligned with us, at least they need to have an MVP so that we can try them. Because I think the resources that we have, if you look into this, the whole master plan here is available for any innovation idea to test and validate, like piloting. So when you're setting up program, our program is blended with the workshop, more workshop in terms of your business model, your sales, your marketing, approaching the customer, finance evaluation, and I think the biggest amount of time or effort we're spending is to implement your MVP. Take your MVP a bit further, testing based. For example, if you need end user, we can access the resident and ask them to test and give you feedback. If you have an AI solution, let's say to controlling the lighting or aircon in the building, then we will integrating with the engineering, how to talk to the BMS and how BMS is censoring and applying. So we try, that is the majority of your time is to piloting. Because after the piloting, if it's good, then we will give you a bit of support in terms of, let's say, money, investment, and also maybe being your buyer or your supplier or know your partner that scale you up into different projects than what we do. And we use the whole sustainable as we call the living lab, is that it's not the lab that inside the lab, but inside the community in the real world environment. And that's what we're supporting you. So we're not just play a hat and incubation, but a pilot test, a partners, and investor.
That's great. That's great. Actually, we have first question about where is it exactly in Abu Dhabi that you are building the sustainable city?
We partner with Alda. It's in Yas Island.
It's in Yas Island. All right.
If just go to the sustainable city. If you go to our LinkedIn page, our social media, you will see the progress of all projects that have been going up as well. So we have in Sharjah, you can just Google the Sustainable City Sharjah, the Sustainable City Abu Dhabi, the Sustainable City Oman. You all find the information there.
All right. We have kind of some several questions from Abdullah. So what are the biggest challenges facing building these cities? How do you plan to constantly improve these cities? Has AI been implemented in these cities? If yes, how? If no, are there future plans to integrate AI?
We are at the moment we have 2 AI technologies we're applying. As I mentioned, so AI, they are talking to BMS. So we have the BMS model from Siemens or Schneider. So they gave us a BMS too, and then we build the AI on the top of BMS that they can detecting or censoring people movement, so that they can switch off and on the aircon, or to maximize or utilize your efficiency in terms of energy. And the second AI that we apply is one of our startups that we're investing in. I think you must know them, FortiGuard, that we put money to invest in them as well. What do we do is that they scan the whole heat map of the whole sustainable city, even before construction and after construction. And with the heat map, we know how to plant a tree or have the water fountain. And the water heat, the heat map is a big problem. It's not just in UAE, but it's in Europe as well. For example, why you do running? Why this area you feel cooler than other area? So as the developers, we need to know where the heat trap so that we can mitigating it. And also when we design the city as well, when we're designing, how do we balancing the air circulation of the whole city so that people will feel better? Why we have built a water fountain? It costs us a lot of money, right? But we need that. So therefore, those are either what we're doing at the moment. So to be specific, those 2 AI are what we do.
I think I want to add one thing here, just really to properly answer the question. I'm not sure if it was said clearly at the beginning, but basically, Diamond Developers has come up with a blueprint for a sustainable city, And that means that you could see sustainable city, the first one, as a greenfield operation, where you start with a design that was thought through, and basically then you have technology add-ons. But that is different from the market of retrofitting an existing city with technology to improve its sustainability. So I think when the question was asked about, let's say things like managing buildings, there is different layers to this, right? And let's say one of the things you can look at, for instance, in existing buildings is and there's solutions for that, for instance, is to see how good is the isolation of the building, how much of the cooling actually is going out, or how much heat. I mean you can look at the heat footprint and all kinds of things to improve the management, and then you can also retrofit buildings. Like in Europe, for instance, there's a lot of retrofitting done for urban gardens and things like that. So you might want to look at these type of solutions as well, but yeah, consider that there's two type of setups. One which is a more greenfield setup for new cities, and one where you try to retrofit for existing buildings.
All right. Another question is from Rhoda. Rhoda, she's Rhoda. Yeah. Is the water desalination problem also listed under sustainability sector?
Water salinate.
Desalination, yeah.
Okay, so for this one, we don't deal with water desalination because we receive the water. I mean, the same with all the community. We receive the same water from the government. So we don't have this one.
Yeah, but in a general way of speaking, is it considered under the sustainability area, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does under the yes, as a broad topic. Yes, it does.
Yeah. All right, so we have Iman.
So just a comment on that, and again, it's to give a bit of guidance to students. If you look at things like desalination, for instance, as a problem, make sure that you also, if you think that this is a problem you want to tackle, make sure that you also look at the side effects of desalination, which is basically brine production.
Yeah.
And basically brine production is extremely bad for the environment. Basically, and especially if that ends up in the sea. So right now, I think people are equally looking at things like managing brine as well as desalination. But also, I would recommend to look at alternative solutions for water generation. There's something like called which, and again, this is more to get you started on research and learning about these things. But there's atmospheric water generators as well. There's all kinds of different types of solutions. Then you have to see if what you're trying to do is technology heavy. Try to see if you can get the support internally from the university to understand a bit better how that technology actually works or could be implemented.
Actually, we will have the last question before we jump on to Hala's presentation as well, so that we can stay we can respect the time as well.
Yes.
Iman, from Iman. Now she was raising her hand.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I have a question that if you could provide insights into the persona of property owners in that area.
So for the property owner in the area, we have about 150 nationalities, and majority of them is European expats. We have Jordanians, and I think, and I can share with you the details of the demographic of who's staying here. But in different area, we have a different persona or the people who living in here. And in Sharjah project, so I think more local Emiratis or local residents of UAE, but
I think, yeah,
yes.
just to make sure, the question was from Iman, right? Are you looking just for demographic split, or are you looking even for, let's say, type of people? Let's say couples, families versus
Yes,
elderly versus
yeah, I
job
want to
categories and so on.
understand their, yes, exactly. I want to understand all of these about them.
Yeah, and so we do have because the way we build it, we have 3-bedroom villa, so it's more suitable for family. But we also have the apartment for couple, single as well. So that demographic. And another thing is that we did run a survey of the people why they want to move to sustainable city. They moved it here because of economic model that they can save. They can save money in terms of DIWA bill, or the bill that they pay, fee or DIWA. They also save in terms of maintenance fee, so that yearly fee. So if you compare, the pricing is similar to the neighbor community, but they can save on the bill. But they live here after 2-3 years. We run another surveys that they run here because of the sustainability factors. No car inside, it's safe for their family and environment. So that is their mindset. And the reason why I try to highlight, because with the sustainable in Dubai, it's a little bit different with Sharjah and different with Abu Dhabi, because of the resident or the people who living in it. And 150 different nationalities, people who living in here, 3,000 people totally. I say majority of them is Western expat, because when we sell the sustainable, imagine it's about 10 years, 10-year project already, 10, 11-year project. So we introduced the sustainability a long time ago, and in order to get into the people mind and consume the behavior as well. So I believe with this kind of mindset, people, why don't we have car inside our garage? That's the first question they're asking. And we get this a lot of complaining, of people always questioning why there's no garage inside our house. So that's the most question that we're facing at the beginning when we try to sell the villa. But then now people love it because there's no car inside the garage. So people mindset is changing. So the persona also, or the behavior also change when they live in the environment where it's all set by default, your behavior sustainable.
Teresa, maybe to clarify also, these were all properties that were sold, right? They're not rented.
Yeah, they sold to the private owner, and the private owner can rent it as well, other people too. Yeah.
So can we just last question? Sorry, before planning to any startup, I would like to like interview or survey some of the property owners there. I just want to understand their characteristics and their all stuff, and also I want to hear their pain points and all that, because as you just mentioned that there could be side effects too. So I want to understand them. Is it possible that we can do that?
This one I have to get permission from the community managers, community. Yeah. So we have an app called Ada. If you can share us the link with the questions, and if after I get approval, we can just share it to everybody. Yeah.
Sure. Can you mention the app in the chat box? So
this is the app that only for the residents. I mean, that's our communication channel. So you can share the questions.
Yeah.
You can share the question with me, and after I get it done and approval, and then we can publish it on Ada.
So can you mention your account here?
Yes.
ID? Yeah.
I think Amin, can you share my email?
Yeah, I will share your email.
Yeah.
And then right after, we can share also the challenges later on with everyone via email. So the challenges that you mentioned with the pillars. And yeah. So thank you very much, Teresa. And of course, all the participants, if you have any follow-up questions, just drop them. I would drop the email of Teresa, and you can follow up with her. All right?
You can always contact me directly.
All right. Thank you very much, Teresa. Now we will jump. We took some minutes from Hala. Hala is with us here. Hala?
Hello, can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you. How are you doing?
Good, good. How are you guys? This is
Very good.
fascinating to hear. Oh, did I? No, okay. Everything's good. So thanks for inviting me, and thank you everybody for being here. I'm going to try to be concise and precise so that I can leave some time for a back and forth or a Q&A at the end. Do I share the slides from my end, or can you do it? I mean, or does it
Yeah, you
matter?
can share it from your and this way you can better, manipulate if you want.
Perfect.
Otherwise, if you want me to do it, I can do it as well.
I think I can do that. Let me see.
All right.
Oh, I gotta change something in the settings. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh.
I will. You want me to share the screen?
I think she said she would present.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Can you hear and see me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think internet might have disconnected for a moment. Okay, let me try again. Let's see. Okay. All right, there seems to be an issue from my end. Do you think, I mean, sorry to do that to you.
Yeah. I can
Thanks.
present from my end. All right.
And I could just let you know when to move the slide if.
All right. We can do
Sorry
that.
about that.
No, it's fine. Right. Okay. Let's check. Yes, Yusuf, you have something to share? Iman as well.
What did you ask?
You raised your hand, right?
Okay, sorry.
Or is it
It
from
was
is
previous,
it from
yeah.
earlier?
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
before.
Sorry.
From before. All right. Okay. Now, normally you can see my screen, right?
Yes, thank you. Okay, I can see it. Perfect. Right, so my name is Dr. Hala Khalil. I'm from from the National Identity Department here at Sandooq Al Watan. So I'm a colleague of Jean-Luc and Amin's. I'm sure that you guys and the team that you guys have been talking to so far. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about what the National Identity Department does at Sandooq Al Watan, the opportunities and challenges that we deal with, and get you guys' input and ideas and see where this conversation goes. So next. Perfect. Yeah, that's my contact info. I'm sure. I'm being told that the session's recorded, so you can find and email me with any questions or concerns or queries at the end. So yeah. Okay, so our slogan at the National Identity Department, or at Sandooq Al Watan actually, is sustaining national identity. Those are like big words and they can mean lots of different things. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what they mean to us, obviously. So we think what we're doing, what we aim to do is to strengthen Emirati national identity through cultural and educational and social programs and initiatives, big projects on a local, across the nation level and smaller local projects as well. And we try to foster community and civic engagement through volunteer work, through awareness campaigns, social media, art, education, all that sort of thing. And so examples of our initiatives will be in the next slide. So our flagship program, which is the big thing that we've invested the most in so far, is what we call the Pioneers of National Identity program. It's a sort of workshop-based educational course. Though we prefer not to think of it as purely academic, it's not. It's educational more than it is academic. Let's put it that way. So what that means is we don't like read textbooks and highlight dates and important historical moments or whatever. That is an educational entity's job. Universities and colleges and schools do that, though we do work very closely with them a lot of the time. And I should make a note here to say is most of our work is in Arabic because it is targeted targeted towards, our target audience is primarily Emiratis, though we do have some initiatives that include expatriate communities as well. So the Pioneers of National Identity program, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It starts with we have 3 modules. It's a sort of workshop course. You can take a 1-week course, a 2-week course, or a 3-week course, and it focuses on the core values of national identity, Emirati national identity. And then after you've completed the course, you're eligible to then form a national identity club. Through that club, this 3rd stage is the social engagement or civic engagement. This is where people volunteer, they start businesses, they work on initiatives, they work on art projects through the club, and Sandooq Al Watan takes care of the funding and facilitating of all of that. We also have, like I said, national identity clubs, which are connected to the Pioneers program. The clubs are, I should also say, are started at schools and universities, but we're expanding to be everywhere across the country. So we work with, for instance, today we had a meeting with the General Women's Union, and they are interested in having a national identity club and taking the course with us. We go to media outlets, we go to artists, and we go to private sector employees. Basically, we're open to anybody who's interested in, 1, learning about Emirati national identity, and 2, starting a club so that there can be a sustained year-round initiatives and projects going on through the club. We are also working on starting and expanding a national identity library. And libraries obviously primarily mean books, but not just books. We're talking audio, visuals, documentaries, historical documents from the National Archive, all that sort of thing. We're aiming to have the major headquarters be at Sandooq Al Watan's physical location, but also we want to collaborate with libraries and bookstores throughout the country to have a section dedicated to Emirati national identity, to have books there about heritage and culture and history and all that sort of thing. We are currently working with a group of filmmakers who are working on a 7-part documentary series called Emirati Stories. 7 parts because there are 7 emirates, so 1 episode for each emirate. We've met with them. They talked us through their pitch and proposal. We're submitting that to the Director General of Sandooq Al Watan, His Excellency Mr. Yasser. And then we're sort of moving forward from there. We are also planning the first, which will of what will be an annual thing, a national identity festival that celebrates all of these different facets coming together. So we'll have artists and scholars come do talks and performances. We'll have students from the clubs showcase their work and their initiatives, the volunteers, the businesses that we've fostered, all of that. So those are some of the examples of what Sandooq Al Watan's National Identity Department gets up to on a daily basis. Next, what's the next slide? I can't even remember. Yes, the core values. So I talk a lot about Emirati national identity. That's a big loaded term, and again, it can mean different things. At Sandooq Al Watan, we tend to divide them into 2 categories. So the first is social, and then the second is economic. So when we talk about social things, we're talking about language, religion, history, heritage, traditions, ethics and morals, if you will. And then the economic side has to do with business management, creativity and innovation, contributing to the economy, sort of economic or practical manifestations of the things that we talk about socially. We have settled on a group of what we call core and additional values of Emirati national identity. These are the things that we think Emirati national identity is based on. So first and foremost, Emiratis are proud to be Muslims, so pride in Islamic faith. Then pride in Arabic language is the official national language. Belonging to nation and loyalty to leadership. This is what, for instance, the shortest module of our Pioneers program will cover. So if you take the 1-week course, you'll cover these 3 things: pride in Islamic faith, pride in Arabic language, and belonging to nation and loyalty to leadership. And then we do the additional stuff, which is in the next slide. So among the other values that we think are essential to Emirati national identity are generosity and giving, and responsibility, tolerance and human fraternity, climate awareness, family cohesion and social harmony, productivity and global understanding, self-confidence, and seeking knowledge. Obviously, again, these are broad categories and they mean different things. The idea here is that they remain broad for a reason. When we go to different entities, like I said, we're not just working with schools and universities, though we have 50 clubs on the school level and 15 at the university level. We're expanding to target everybody. So what generosity and giving looks like to a kid who's 8 years old will be different from a businesswoman, right? Or again, what seeking knowledge will mean when you're at school is different than when you're a father who is, you know, a part of a family and a role model for your kids. What we tweak our content and the initiatives that we try to work with people on, depending on who our audience is, what their capacities are, what their skill level is, what they need help with. But these are the basic tenets that we think Emirati national identity is based on. Next. So some of the challenges that we might face, which you may have already foreseen as I'm speaking, digital influence and globalization. As I'm sure you imagine, globalization tends to affect probably all societies around the world, but especially in the Arab world and especially in the UAE, as where like expatriate communities are huge. The core values of what it means to be an Emirati can kind of feel like they're getting lost a bit. And with the influence of, you know, media, film, television, pop culture, these are things that kind of dilute what Emirati national identity looks like to people, especially, which brings me to the next part, youth engagement, young people. As we worked with different age groups across the country, we found that the older people are, the more connected they are to their history, culture, heritage. They're very familiar with the traditions and why the traditions are the way that they are. But the younger you get with the demographics, the more difficult it is to sort of cohesively or meaningfully talk about these things, because kids are mostly interested in emulating and doing what they see in pop culture and media and around the world, right? The other challenge that dovetails nicely with this is diversity and unity, right? So like I said, we do want people to have a strong sense of Emirati national identity, but we're also very aware, as I'm sure you're looking at me, I'm not Emirati, right? Like expatriate communities are huge wealth and resource and a positive thing in this country, and we don't want our initiative to sort of suggest that there's some kind of exclusivity or like that Emiratis are better than other people or that there's some kind of like us versus them. That's absolutely not what we want. In fact, something we want to work to battle and prevent, right? Innovative platforms, everything that we use today, from like the platform that we're using right now, such as Teams or whatever, TikTok, whatever, all of it, none of it is locally made, right? So none of it targets or has in mind the foremost audience is Emiratis. They're mostly like probably Western, right? Definitely from other countries. There are very few like apps and platforms that have in mind the target audience being Emiratis. So that is a challenge when you're sort of addressing a large demographic to talk about specific Emirati identity. Next. So some of the solutions that we were hoping to get your input on and talk to you about, creative media, tech solutions. Like I said, if anybody has ideas for apps that might be targeting locals, made for locals, right, who have Emirati identity in mind and cater to it. Educational programs, we work on a lot of them. We're very happy to sponsor or partner with you if you have ideas for those sorts of things, whether it's games or things for schools and universities. We found gamifying things tends to help, especially with younger people. Local products, we're very big on investing in Emirati businesses, so made in UAE things matter a lot to us. In fact, it's one of the things that came up today in our meeting with the General Women's Union, is that they have a lot of women who have businesses at home. And they have like small scale handmade products that they would love to expand and reach like larger audiences. And we're trying to sort of work with them and figuring out what that would look like. So any input from you guys on that would be great. So yeah, that's in a nutshell what a national identity department does at Sandooq Al Watan. I'm happy to take questions or say more about why we do what we do or how it is that we run it. So yeah.
Well, thank you, Hara. Thank you very much
Thank you.
for your presentation. We would take first question. I see Iman again. She wants to ask. Right.
Hi, Hala. Hope you're doing good. So my question is, like you mentioned, the local product. There, it was fashion and all that. Um, can I like I have a question. Like, what if we go traditional homes, like your traditional homes? What do you say about that? Like, I want to hear that.
That would be great.
Do you guys interested in that too?
Absolutely. Yeah. That actually did come up in our conversation with the General Women's Union, that lots of people that instead of like bringing people as guests to the club, so we're working primarily, like I said, through clubs because they facilitate a lot of these things. So instead of taking the local business person to the club, why don't we bring the group as a visit to their home if they're open to it, and they can talk about their business, how they run it, why they run it from home, what it is that they're able to do. There was talk about the General Women's Union wanting to do that for women who work outside, inside of their homes, right? Because they sometimes can't travel far, don't have the resources to take what they do inside of their home outside. That they wanted to sort of work within their homes and bring people to their homes, but that was a difficult thing to do financially, I think. So we're looking forward to collaborating with them on this.
So one thing I want to add on this, just in the way we evaluate the proposals. So when it comes to your ideas and the suggestions, take this particular example. If you just look at building a home and promoting that, that's a solution that doesn't scale. So we're really looking at you're coming up with ideas at scale. So that solution itself, it might not make the cut, but if you can enable multiple individuals to promote what they're doing through a platform, that would be a great idea. So so keep that in mind. So there's one which is the focus, the relevance of the idea, which is what kind of Hala pointed out here. But the other thing is that think about how you scale your business, because what we want to not only inspire you, but teach you is that whatever business you come up with, you need to think about the sustainability of that business. We have seen a lot of fantastic ideas over the past about traditional businesses around also around crafts and culture, but a majority of them, they don't scale. So this is where you as university students can really add a lot of value, bring your brains into that and really see, okay, how can I help scaling these solutions? So enabling solutions is also something, can be very, very relevant in that space.
Right. I want to hear what Khalid Al-Breaki has to add. He made a comment about his idea. We really want to hear you. Khalid?
Hi guys.
Hi.
Yeah, I to be honest, I was joining a program with Abu Dhabi ADGM, Abu Dhabi Global Market, and I presented because we did the program about future entrepreneurs. So I shared my idea, but until now I didn't get any replies. While in the presentation, they all was satisfied and approved it. So when I heard there's teaching and uh, that might fill some gaps that, especially with the skills that I didn't have, that's why I wrote my comment. Like I want to gain a little experience about like how to attract investors.
Did you already worked on the idea? Like you developed something already, or is it just like idea phase? Just
It is in a presentation, like it will explain all the details.
Okay.
And still I didn't start to take the action because still I don't have the experience of to create an app and if I will promote someone to do that, they might take a lot from me, blah, blah, you know. But it came out of like a real like need here in the UAE. Like most of the women, like everyone needs it, but the women especially, they don't have time, enough time, and they need something like this.
Just to stress again, the way this competition works. So we don't expect you to have a prototype ready. So you come up with your idea, you propose what you want to do, and the money, if you win, the money is actually intended for you to develop that prototype. Now you can either, I mean, this is a student pitch competition, so the easiest for any of you to to get an app done is just usually to walk across the corridor, talk somebody with somebody from the faculty of IT, and and join hands to basically get that done. Still, if you want to pay for that, or you could use the money to pay for that. We are very we will give you recommendations on what it's worth to develop an app because there's a lot of consultants out there in the UAE, and they will charge you a lot of money for very little. So be careful of that. Now that being said, I also want to highlight that nowadays there are what's called no-code platforms. No-code platforms is tools where you can basically develop a prototype, what I would call the UX or the wireframe, that can be developed without any coding knowledge. So one of the things we can talk about as well in the ideation session will be what are some of these tools you could use. A couple of them are called like Figma, for instance, or Framer. These are tools that allow you to generate or help you develop the user interface or even a website without any coding knowledge, and that is usually enough to make a demo of your application. So you can get quite far without coding.
Perfect. That's amazing. When I saw the email about Sandooq Al Watan, I thought it would be something like this, and I'm grateful to hear it.
Thank you.
All right, that's great. That's great. Where are you, Khalid? Where do you study? In which university?
I stay in Abu Dhabi in Yas Island.
Okay, and which university are you part of?
I
Jama.
graduated from higher colleges of technology.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's great. So if we have any other questions now for Hara, any other questions? Maybe you have some ideas that you want to share and you want to just share them, and we see how we can support you now.
So
Anything, just shoot.
Right.
Yeah, Hannah, please. If
Yeah,
you have
I
any
was just going to say
additions.
some of the examples of the things that students are planning to do, just to give you an idea in case this strikes anything. So one of the students who completed the course, the Pioneers of National Identity course, and is now part of a club, it's actually from HCT in Ras Al Khaimah, has an idea that they want to do a series of interviews with the elderly in their community to hear to sort of as part of an attempt at an oral history of UAE. So what was UAE like before the union or early days of the union, folks who met Sheikh Zayed and went hunting with him, or the influence that he had on the pearl diving industry, for example, because that's kind of a big deal for Ras Al Khaimah, right? And so they want to film the interviews and sort of archive them in somewhere. So a platform for that would be cool. Another thing is somebody else is working on gathering notable speeches and interviews of Sheikh Zayed, because the National Archive already kind of does that, but there isn't a publicly available website categorized by topic or whatever, where you can just go and see what does Sheikh Zayed think about this and click on it or whatever. So they're working on that. So it can be like awareness campaigns, digital media. It doesn't have to always be like physical. If people have ideas for like e-commerce, whatever, or online platforms or social media platforms, that sort of thing also counts. So yeah.
That's great. That's good. And yeah, I want to just ask how, for example, if some of the startups or ideas that make sense for Sandooq Al Watan, they can reach out to you, right, with the idea, and you can assess that and evaluate that if you can support them further, right, as part of national identity.
Exactly. Yeah. If they address or these issues that we raised are sort of aligned with the vision of strengthening national identity in some aspect, we're very happy to either like partially sponsor this, partner with them, or fully sponsor it, depending on the logistics, which I leave to.
I think,
but yeah.
Yeah, I think there's also another thing, maybe a message here for students, and this is also what I hear from Hala, is that there is like when it comes to the national identity club and the national identity department, there's two different type of opportunities, which maybe we need to separate a little bit. One, which is for you to set up a business, which is the main focus of the startup pitching competition. But there might also be project opportunities. And a project for me is something which maybe has a shorter lifespan and doesn't necessarily lead to a business, but still can be a great experience. So what I hear is that they're looking for proposals for projects as well, especially in the creative industries. So think about podcasts, think about things like video and music, or these type of things. And these are type of things they might be interested in. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's right on the money. Thank you so much, John-Luc, for distinguishing and emphasizing that. I will also, speaking of artistic endeavors, we through the clubs, and this doesn't, we're going to launch these in outside of academic institutions as well. We have yearly or per semester competitions, and they're usually designed to sort of inspire people to write. So this past semester we did short stories and poetry. Next semester we've launched and announced the competition is going to be still photography or videography. So any artistic endeavor through the competition, you can submit it. And what we do is, if you're interested in participating, we don't just want people to write something and then that's great, obviously, a start, it's great. But we would like to sort of help you develop your talent. So we'll set up workshops with expert writers and poets who will like give you instruction on how to fix your draft, make it better, or improve it, find your strengths and work on those, address weaknesses if there are any. And so if they're interested in those sorts of things, like Jean-Luc said, they may not lead to a business in a strictly traditional sense, but if they're a project that you need help with, we can get it off the ground.
Great. Great. Yeah.
Alaikum salam.
I have a few questions on the eligibility of my projects.
Of course.
So my brother is a master's student in Khalifa University.
Awesome.
I'm not too sure if that will qualify us to participate in this competition.
I know you, Ali.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I know you won in Mustaqbali, you and your brother, huh?
Really? Congratulations, that's amazing.
Just last week, yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So
our ideas on technology, EV charging, advancing EV charging technology. And I see that is within the one of the four categories that you're looking at, right?
But I mean, since we already invest in you, we want you to focus on that. So and actually, even coming up with another idea might not be good, since it would show us that you're distracted from what we support you.
We're pitching for the same one, actually.
All right.
We're seeking for maybe more funding so we can even proceed further.
No, but I think it's not gonna work out that way. But but good attempt.
He went through Hala.
Sneaky, but got caught.
That's good. But yeah, in general, going back to the competition, actually, this Thursday we will have an ideation session for 1 hour from 4 to 5 p.m. I shared the link here. So we will work we will show you some best practices and some tools to use to ideate. Maybe you have already the idea and worked on it, but this session will help you maybe refine it and maybe approach it from different perspectives. So we're really looking forward to having you on Thursday again. And next week, we will share again 2 sessions. Maybe if you missed this ideation session, you will have another one next week on Tuesday. And for the ones interested in cybersecurity, healthcare, we will share that session as well. We will have 2 experts from Cybersecurity Council and from DOH, from Department of Health of Abu Dhabi. All right. Thank you very much, all. Thank you, Hara. It was really insightful session. Thank you,
Thanks for
Teresa.
inviting me.
Yeah, it was a really exciting session. And thank you for everyone for participating. And if you have any
Thank
questions,
you,
you have
everybody.
already. Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So you have the emails. Just reach out to us.
Register so you get the videos. Register so you
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
videos.
That's true. That's also, yeah. So see you all. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
أحسن. Bye.